Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. I wanted to give a quick comparison slash review of the Genesis from LT Wright. This is substantially cheaper. LT Wright is usually a lot cheaper um, than Bark River. Okay, and they both are in the fieldcraft, bushcraft slash survivalist camp, right? So I wanted to do a comparison and then also kind of give a review of each of these compared to each other. I thought that the Genesis, I think it's the Gen 3, Gen 2, whatever the latest gen is, and the Bravo 1 are pretty comparable as far as like knives that that are in the same field, and they have some plus and minuses for each one of them. LT Wright in general is cheaper. Their base model is like $100 cheaper, at least. And then Bark Rivers, their base model is at least $100 more, plus a lot more than that. Bravo and BRK have a bazillion times more choices for pins and for scale colors and finishes. Just bar and away, they take the cake for that. This is much more focused. The ergonomics on both of these are great. I really like how the LT Wright has this little pinched out version so you can do some fine work. And yeah, so I really like that. The BRK are always more, ergonomically, they feel better in general because they're just a little bit more contoured. But honestly, I like this too. I mean, this is very beefy. It fits in the hand, but side to side, you can see, right? I Yeah, they're basically practically the same size, but there's just a lot of subtle differences about this. Um, One of the big differences, so there's subtle differences in the hand and some of these, but there's also some very big differences. One of them is in the materials. In general, LT Wright is using a tool steel. This is a what is it called? A2 tool steel. And I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. I have now built multiple campfires with this and used it a lot, and I have to say that I don't mind it at all. I think it's a great tool steel, and it's still freaking sharp. I mean, I have batoned a ton of wood with this, a ton of wood with this. Now, this is a Scandi grind, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but still scroll cutty fine, okay? So I've batoned a lot with this, and I have to say that batoning with this is amazing because it's a Scandi grind, right? Scandi grind is so awesome for that. And I first got into Scandi grinds through Mora knives. This is their symbol right there. And I was just really astounded about how well it holds up and it goes. And then I got into Bark River knives, and they pretty much, I believe, only do convex grinds, which means that the blade curves towards the tip. It's all one. Both of these knives, this one has this grind down to the point right here, very large, and this the same thing, except for it's the whole blade and it's rounds down to the tip, right? That keeps that geometry on both of these knives keep them sharp forever. I've batoned a lot with this, and I've used this a lot too. But there's one spot right here that's just starting to catch. Both of these have been stropped, but I can feel just a little bit there. As far as batoning goes, this takes the cake. This is definitely better. This is easier to feather stick with, but this is no slouch. This is absolutely fine too. As far as cooking or food prep, this is definitely easier to use than the Scandi grind. As far as materials go, this is, now that you can get a ton of different materials, obviously. You can also get this in tool steel, but this is Magnacut, and I don't think LT Wright has even started to use that. They've just sticking with the old school stuff. They're also a lot cheaper. So, that's absolutely fine. The spine on this, as far as throwing sparks, right? This is just a little bit rounded. I've read somewhere that this part right here, this is a thumb ramp, right? Is also for throwing sparks. I don't find that that's so. This throws sparks great. Okay, it's absolutely fine. And then look, so now I've made a mark on my blade, right? But it just wipes right off. And now, when you compare throwing sparks with the LT Wright, this is actually sharpened to a 90 degree, and you can see that right there. This throws sparks a bazillion times better than the Bravo. I mean, it's ridiculous how many sparks this throws. Starting a fire with this Genesis is a joy. It's basically one strike and you're done. And right there you can see that A. That means that's A tool steel A2, I believe it is. So yeah. Then I guess I also want to talk about their sheaths. The LT Wright comes with this dangly tool sheath here with the grommets here. It's not going to break on you. It feels super, super nice. I have not waterproofed this sheath yet, but the type of leather that it is, you've got the symbol right there. It's just really well done, and it feels really, really nice. This is a phenomenal sheath that comes with this knife. Whereas the Bark River knives, I just prefer dangly to start with, but this is, I don't know. I just don't like the shape of it. I mean, it's absolutely fine. It's serviceable. Form equals function. Totally get it. This works. This one has been sealed been waterproofed, but yeah, I just have to give it to this. So which do I like better? They both have their place in my heart, and I like them for different reasons, I guess is the answer. I like this a lot for camping. I just absolutely love it for freshwater / just camping in the woods. I think I'm going to be taking this with me every time. Anytime that I'm by water or I'm going to be in salt water, I'm going to be taking this because of the materials, because Magnacut, although not stainless, again, not stainless, but very stain resistant, I think it's just going to hold up longer term than the A2 tool steel. So yeah, but yeah, I love both of these knives. I really do. But for bushcrafting and making fires, this knife takes the cake. For a general camp knife that you can also use to prep food and other tasks, this might be better. It's so hard. It's almost like comparing apples and oranges, but at the same time, I think that you have to compare them because I believe that the biggest competition for either one of these companies are these two models. I could be totally wrong. I freely admit that, and please let me know if I'm missing something else that should be considered in this category. This higher end category. I don't think it's fair to compare a Mora to either one of these. So yeah. But yeah, very cool. I like both of these knives a lot. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm also giving away a knife a month for my Patreon members, so consider becoming a member. I'd really appreciate that too. Link in the description. And you'll also find links to both of these knives in the description. So thanks so much for joining me at Sharp Ends today. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.